This presentation will include common journal entries for owner investments, purchases for cash, and purchases on credit. Our first entry is the owner investments. In this entry, you need to debit the assets the owner contributes to the business and credit the owner capital account for the total value of the assets contributed. In this example, R. Smith invested $10,000 cash, $500 worth of office supplies, and a new $1,200 computer to start his consulting business on March 1st, 2016. We first enter the date, March 1st, 2016. We then debit the assets which were contributed to the business. Cash for $10,000, office supplies of $500, and getting the computer for $1,200. We then credit the R. Smith capital account for the total value of the assets contributed, or $11,700. Finally, we enter the short description, which is the initial investment by owner. Our next type of entry is a purchase for cash. In this entry, we debit the assets which were purchased, and we credit the cash account. In this example, R. Smith purchased office equipment for $2,000 cash on March 2nd, 2016. We first enter the date, March 2nd, 2016. We debit the office equipment account for $2,000, and we credit cash for $2,000. The short description would be a purchase of equipment for cash. Our next example is a purchase on account. In these transactions, you debit the assets which were purchased, and you credit the accounts payable account. Also, if you have trouble determining whether to use accounts receivable or accounts payable, consider the money trail. For example, if you will be receiving money in the future, then use accounts receivable. Or if you will be paying money in the future, then use accounts payable. In this example, R. Smith purchased office supplies for $500 and office equipment for $1,000 on account on March 3rd, 2016. We first enter the date, March 3rd, 2016, and then we debit what was purchased, office supplies of $500 and office equipment for $1,000, and we credit the accounts payable account for the total value of the purchase, or $1,500. We use accounts payable because we purchased this on credit and will be paying for it later. Finally, we enter our short description, the purchase of supplies and equipment on account.